Okay, for those that did not understand what Bayram said, well, he said too much. I cannot remember now. He's very excited to be part of this project. At the beginning, when the team came, the trainers, Amra and the skills, well, he expected, but not that much from the whole project. But then as they started to bring us in, we are now so deep in that we cannot get out.
Dobro. Ja ću samo da pređem na ono što smo malo pred sa, mogu da kažem kolegnicom, budućom. Pričali, ja držim dosta motivacione treninge za omladinu na Kosovu i uvek kažem, treba da vodite računa, danas imaš možda 18, 25, 20 godina, ali treba da znaš da imamo rok trajanja koji veoma brzo prolazi, zato što sam ja juče bio u vašim stolicama, tako da to mi je bio neki motivacioni, da kažem, da ih gura malo da se osveste kako bi se razvili dalje.
Okay, as I do a lot of training with youth in Kosovo, I tend to tell them always that it is very important to know that we all have an expiration date. That they, in order to make them aware that they have to think about this.
Onda vidim kod njih kako se otvore oči i gledaju, aha, stvarno imam ograničen rok. Pošto nisam prije mislio o tome, niko mi nije rekao. A svi znamo kako ide proces života, ali kad ti kažeš njemu direktno, onda on konta, aha, znači ja sam taj, isto.
Okay, and then you can see in them how they open their eyes. They are aware, they become aware, actually I do have an expiration date, so I need to do something about it. And then we all know how life goes on further, but it's important that they realize that.
Ali sada, nakon ovoga, kad dodam ono, osim toga, pa vidiš da ti možeš ovo, ono što smo naučili sad kad gledamo ljude, kad pričamo malo sa njima, onda samo ti izlazi. On može da odluči, on može komunikativan, on može da istražuje, on može ovo, ono što smo učili u pasoš, onda ti imaš još, kad mu kažeš to, i onda kaže, dobro, kako, gdje ćemo dalje? Znaš, onda drugčije se ponaša on sam sa sobom i sa drugima. I to mislim da je ovaj pasoš, kompetencija, veoma prešišao svoje ciljeve, ne znam koji su bili u početku, ali mislim da je dosta prešišao od mog ugla gledano. Prešišao znači...
Da, prešišao, and I'm supposed to translate then. Okay, what Bayram said is that, and then the young people basically become aware that they have an expiration date, and when you tell them that you can do something, it's important that they hear it from someone. Okay, you can do this, you can communicate, you have different skills, you have this competency, and that changes their view and their awareness of themselves. And this training exceeded his expectations, he says, in a different word, but there's no translation for that.
Stvarno mi smo naučili do sada da kažemo dosta, postali smo i mi savjetnici na neki način kao hođe i popove, samo kažemo što ne smije, što ne može. Sad smo u zadnje vreme okrenuli da kažemo ljudima šta mogu i to veoma pozitivno utiče na njih. I veoma te to prihvate i drago mi je da je neko izlazi njima da kaže šta oni mogu, šta se može, šta u pozitivnom smislu, a ne u onome nemoj to, ne smeš ovo, ne smeš ono kako smo naučili od malena da nam kažu i onda stvarno nam prave ograničenja svuda.
Counselors today have become like religious leaders, Bayram says. That they tend to tell us only what we should not do, what we cannot do, what we cannot be. But instead, we should tell them what they can do, what they can achieve. And this is why I'm very happy that this instrument has come in, to tell people what they are good at, and that they are good at something, that what they can do, and not what they cannot do, as we have learned from since we were children, what we cannot do, what we are not supposed to do, but instead to learn what we can do and how good we can be.
Dobro, ja kažem sada, ali malo pre si mi rekla ti da ovo ja kažem. da ovo moram se ja da pričam.
Jesi završio? Još ćeš da mi platiš što ti prevodim.
Šal. Stvarno, meni je drago da govorim ovako srpsko-hrvatski i bosanski, da prenesem emocije, pošto ono, njemački, engleski malo me iscijedi, onda ostane, nema više emocija, nema ničega.
I am glad that I can speak like this. We all know he's glad to speak a lot. And instead, in Bosnian, he says, because in German and in English I'm then squeezed and I cannot express all my emotions, basically squeezed.
Dobro, ja... Hvala, hvala. To znači da ja sam završio, jel?
Does this mean I have finished?
Dobro. Hvala puno i uživamo u današnjem i sutrašnjem danu.
Thank you very much, and let's enjoy these 2 days. What I have to also mention is that, I don't know if in Serbia and in Bosnia, you had this exercise with a rope and blinded eyes that we had. Well, I think we were the first one to finish that. In square. Yeah, you would love to see the video, but we did not see it yet. There were some very loud people.
I have a video there, but since you haven't saw it yet, I'm not allowed to show it right now.
So it was a very interesting exercise for us, and we are glad that we could finish it as a team. What I wanted to mention is that I hear you have networks for the competencies-based passport. We still do not have the official network, I can say, but we do function as a network. We are a very good team that we work together, and in the future this will most probably be legalized and will become official as a network. We'll just need to come up with a name. Otherwise we work as a network as of now already.
Well, to understrike that, Brigitte, you know, they came up with the idea to apply for this IPA call, was it? IPA call, but we didn't have enough time to...
It was a very short time.
Mm-hmm.
But actually we agreed amongst ourselves very smoothly, and Sanja, I see, would like to say something about it.
Hi everybody, I'm Sanja Murati from NGO Lady. And you said why 12 points? It's the same, I think. Okay. 12 points because we are really, really good team. On the beginning, we knew each other only, hi, how are you, who are you, our organizations. But now you see, and I think you can feel it, that we are really laughing together, that we really have energy and we want to work together. And what was for us very important was because we felt that from staff from Bosnia. And we are now only 2 hours or 4, and I felt the same energy from staff from Novi Sad and Belgrade, and that is very important. If we want to do something, I think that we need to find persons. Persons are that who could to make changes. Sometimes you have lots of people, you see our politics, we have so many political people and they are doing nothing. I think that we need to find good persons, and then you have a great staff in Bosnia. Thank you, you was great trainers, thank you. And I think that we together could do very important things. In Kosovo, situation, and I'm sorry because lots of people ask me, I was working in region, is it impossible that you are working that in Kosovo? Is it impossible that you have that in Kosovo? Is it impossible? And when staff from Bosnia came, we said, what are you waiting from us? And we are looking like you know, like you heard somewhere, or we are different? Please welcome to Kosovo, because we want to work together. Because of that we are here, and we know to work together. and I think that you will have strong hands in Kosovo. Thank you, Giz. See you.
Anita, may I ask something?
Of course.
You are talking all the time about the training and your experiences and your good energy. But something what we admired at GIZ is the speed that you had by, during the adaptation process. I think I'm the right person to say that because I was there in Bosnia when we done adaptation process of the German profile pass to Bosnian language, and the process took like 2 years. You've done it in 6 weeks, and it's a very good material. So I would like to ask you to share maybe these experiences from the very beginning. This was even before the training started, so you didn't have any opportunity to see each other, but you were working on the text of the Competencies Passport, on the adaptation process. If you could share some of these experiences.
Yes, I think Mirsad would be the best person because he was coordinating the whole adaptation process, and he would be the best person to tell us from the beginning.
Hello to everyone. I'm really glad to be here, and it's good to hear different experiences. Even Amro said that this is really a good opportunity to know and to share the experience that we have. I know that all this area has this common problems, and I think that's why we find each other in each other's stories. As Sania and Anita already said, that we are as a team, even that we met only once, like during the training. Then we had this task to do the adaptation, and then we organized a meeting all together with the all NGOs in the I mean, one of the NGO, they offered their space, the others, they offered their expertise. And we could see that we really, already from the day one, we started to act as a team, not as individuals. So in that case, we really, initially, firstly, we didn't know what to do. There was a document there, and I can say that it was really like complex situation, and time was, I mean, okay, we had 6 weeks, yes, but yeah, we at the first meeting that we had, it was like a round table, and we have documented and sent to Amra just to tell them that our engine works. We gave a task to each other. I mean, there was not like a leader, it was like a group. Each of us, we had our tasks. I mean, someone was doing some trying to find different stories regarding hobbies, and we had to change also something to be really acceptable for Kosovo. We had a good and great help from Milan, but he is not today here. He was really, even I was trying, when I sent him Serbian text to be checked, he was somewhere here in Belgrade and said, okay, when I come back I will do it. So, but it was really running smoothly. And unfortunately, I was giving to him only 1 day or 2 days to do something that was really too much. But he succeeded. And what I can say that no matter what kind of complex task is given to a group, when they work as a group, it's really, really very easy. And I can say that I can really thank to all my team, and inspiration that was done from Amra and the skills group. We really managed to act as a team and to give this success, if we can say that. Thank you very much.
Can you stay just one more minute there? What I admired the most is something that you mentioned it. We were working like a group and we are giving each other the tasks without knowing how it should look like at the end. And then I've been there, even though Bayram thinks I've been there for 17 times. I was there only 6 times. He was like, you are too present here. You are too present. I feel like you are always there. You were here like 17 times. At one of your meetings, or was it agreement, you came up with the solution, these examples we have in the Competencies Passport, and then at the beginning, some persons are telling their examples. What are the names of the persons in your Competencies Passport?
This this was also the group agreement to represent all nationalities living in Kosovo. So we have chosen to have some names representing Turkish minority, Roma, Serb, Bosnian minority, and the rest we have Albanians. So we were just trying this document to be acceptable from all of them, and that's why maybe that's one of the I come from Prizren, and I know that we will work in both languages in the town, and I know that Roma people and Turkish people, because some of them they go to Albanian school, some of them they go to Bosnian school, so it will be useful from each of them, and all of them they can find at least one name that represents them. So that's something that it was agreed at the very beginning on our first meeting with the whole group. So this was something that we came up and we agreed how this will look at the very beginning. So if I...
Thank you, Mirsad. Now I'm multitasking. What I'm trying to find on my Facebook profile, because I realized that my computer is in my room, is the photo from the last session, so that you can introduce your colleagues to all of people here. These 20 colleagues, Anita said, these were 22 people. Just a second. How can I make this bigger? Aha. Thank you.
Until you do that, I want to say something. Sorry. I'm sorry, we don't want to forget Ekrem. He's from Giz, from Pristina, and when he called us, we believed him. He said, okay, Giz want to do something really good, and I think that you as a group could do that, and we are very sorry because Ekrem is not today with us. But thank you to Ekrem. He was right.
So here's the youngest part of the Competencies Passport family in Southeast Europe.
Yeah, this is the picture of all of us, the ones that are here and the ones that are unfortunately not here today.
This is Bayram there, on the paper.
Yeah, he was not there that day, but you see, we did not forget about you. So that's every one of us. You can see the smiles. The smiles that Amra and her team instills in people, it's inevitable. It happened to you, it happened to us as well. So it was a great experience, I can say. What I would like to also mention, what was very important, is that we all went through a counseling ourselves. That's a very important part that I think every counselor should do. For me, for example, I had the pleasure to work with Amra on my passport. I have 20 years of work experience. I work in human resources. I work with career development of people. I coach people on competencies. So I was like, I do know all my competencies. I can just fill it in. I know my work competencies. What am I going to do here? And then we talked about hobbies. And I was like, oh, come on. I can tell you all my competencies. Why do I need to go through my hobby to do this? And then my hobby is reading. What competencies do you get out of that? How can you even get a competence? You remember, I was like, but I just read. What's there?
She was difficult client.
Very. I can tell you some of my competencies. They don't come from reading, but we don't have to go through reading. And then Amra said, no, we will go through reading. And at the end, it was very surprising that actually Amra came up with so many competencies of mine through just reading as a hobby that they apply to all my other areas of life. They are the same, like my work competencies that I could actually mention previously. So it is very important to go through this process and realize that actually even from something that you never thought that you could extract a competence or a skill there, that you actually can. And this is important for people who don't have our experience at work or education or life, because they even less are aware of the competencies and skills that they have acquired through their lives, and that they can actually say, I can do this, or become aware that they have them, that they are transferable. So that's the very important part that we have gone through. There was something else I wanted to say as well, but now I forgot.
Should I buy you some time? Do you have any questions for the youngest part of our family? Or do you, youngest part of our family, have some questions for the rest?
Yeah, after this, you can tell us about the exam.
Maybe for the group from Bosnia, or maybe recently from the group of Serbia, will it be possible to share maybe strategies and what are the how you implement it, or how you are planning to implement, so that we can just maybe adapt your strategies for Kosovo, and then
we need to ask the principal of our organization. Yeah, it will be okay, I
just
suppose,
sharing
but
information.
we will consult between us and we will share. I probably will share.
Yeah.
We don't want
even if not as a file, I mean, even only as ideas, so we can have something in mind when we also work. Something that worked for you, it's good to know that we can apply, and it might work for us as well. Thank you very much.
Well, in the name of skills, it's working. And us from Bosnia and Herzegovina, I think that is the reason why we're here, right? One of the reasons that what brings us together. So we'd be absolutely happy, to sit down and talk and see what we can do together. So yeah, please join us. Let's continue doing it together. Why not?
Perfect. Thank you very much to all of you for having us here today, and for all our future cooperation. Thank you. Zadnja. Bayram, please. Yours will be...
Samo me zanima, kad ste radili kad ste mjerili prste, što je Amra rekla, koje vam je veći, manji jeste, i zašto neki vama veći prst ili kako ispati? A znači nisi njima ništa mjerio.
Okay, if you don't, oh yes, there is a question.
How many passports you have to finish in a year? Per
Each.
person.
Per person, 20 per person.
20? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, even in a worse position than you, because you have your certificate in February, and you have to finish 25 per person, and they still don't have their certificate and have to finish 20.
Now he's happy, I can see.
I don't have a question, but observation and to share experience about your exercise with blind eyes and with rope, and it's a really good indicator. It's very good that you finished because it is, and for us it was really an illustrative example of the process of creating the networks. The challenges that we had in that game was really similar because it was the group dynamic of it's the same people involved in the creation of the network. So the challenges there was really like similar with the challenges that we had in creation of that. So use that experience and that because it's like a very picturesque example. You can have that experience in building your, remember what was the challenges, analyze that video very carefully. That's my suggestion, because it's really indicative for the process. That's all.
Yeah, and listen to the people who were right during the exercise. Now, all the exercises prepared by our trainers were very thought through, and each of them was not just an exercise. It was an exercise that could be related and will be related to our counseling in the future, and that would help us during our counseling and the networking, as you said, amongst ourselves, how we work as a team, how we work as a network, and how we can cooperate with other activists and other counselors in the region.
Solving this task was given to ladies, and they really did a good job. So,
not only one exercise was won by ladies, but who counts? Who counts?
But we had something, as trainers, we had something new in Kosovo with this extra point for your exam. Would you like to share that with us?
For the plan?
With the extra points for your exam.
We had an exercise. Actually, it was a quiz of all the questions for the Competencies Passport and the training. And there were two teams, the male team and the female team, men and women. And guess who won?
And what was the prize?
The prize were 2 points for the exam. So whoever wins, the winner gets, each of the winner gets 2 points for the exam.
What happened then?
Well, what happened then was that the women won. Sorry, once again? Nah. Yeah, we wish. No, we just get 2 points each for the exam, more than men. However, because we are ladies, let's not say something else, we have decided unanimously to share our 2 points with our male colleagues and give them 1 point as well. So now we all have 1 point more each.
Probably one day you will find what's the decision.
Yeah. Well, I hope they will appreciate it.
Okay. If you don't have any questions more right now, they will be here all the time. And for you, they will be also here all the time. Take these strategies and operational plans and everything what they have already. I would say we should continue.
Thank you very much.
We should continue. We are just in time with the presentation of the network skills. My colleague Nikolina Garacha will be standing here in the name of the Skills Network. Do you need something? Yes, you need me to go away. Okay. Which one? This one. Just before Nikolina starts, I have to say, I mean, I'm proud of all of you, really. But you have to realize I'm coming from Bosnia. So I'm very proud to have here my colleagues from the first generation. I was listening to Vinka today when she was like, okay, we are 17 people in Serbia. We were 11. There are Domagoj, Slađana, and Mladen. They are from the first generation. We were 11 back in 2012, and we accomplished a lot of things. There are here also counselors from the second, third, and fourth generation in Bosnia. Nikolina is the youngest one, but she showed her skills, and she's elected as a PR person for network skills. So, Nikolina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Amra. As Amra said, yes, I am the youngest one, and I wanted to, of course, introduce myself. My name is Nikolina Garacha. I'm here to represent the Association for Competency Development Skills from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I wanted to share a little piece of my personal story, how I came to be here. I found out about Pasoš Kompetencija, it was mid-2016. And at the time, it was already well established in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And at the time, I was living in Toronto, Canada. Thus, my English is quite well, and I will try to keep it as simple and slow as possible. Please, if you don't understand, raise your hand, and I will make sure I paraphrase and repeat myself. So I read online, and I heard from some of my friends, you know, what it is and how it works and how it's being spread throughout the country. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to return home. I want to continue living in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and this would be something that I would want to do. So what did I do? I emailed some of these amazing people, and I told them, hello, my name is Nikolina, and I will be in Bosnia in about a month. I'm still not there, but I want you to know that I really want to meet you. And that was a little bit odd. However, they said, okay, let us know once you're here. So 2 days after my plane landed, I was in Sarajevo meeting them. And since that day, I've been all in. And I think you'll be able to feel it as I talk. I also get quite emotional, so please forgive me on that one. I will try to follow the slides and tell you the whole story about skills. Of course, I wouldn't be here if there wasn't for my amazing team and my teammates. So I'm going to ask them once again, just please stand up. Those of you who are here, please stand up so people can see you. Why wouldn't you stand up? Thank you. Okay, please give them a round of applause. You may sit down, thank you. And this is not all of us. There's more of us in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Unfortunately, we weren't all able to be here today. However, we really hope that we're going to represent everyone in a nice manner and, you know, give you this energy that we have, share it with you. Another notice that I want to say regarding the comment on colleagues from Kosovo. I've learned so far that those who seek are those who find. So I've just thought about it a minute ago, and I wanted to say that because after you asked the question, would we be able to gain an insight into what you did? I thought, why not? Well, of course, that's exactly what we want to do. We highly appreciate the people who have this, you know, spirit, who go out, reach out, and ask. Those are the people we really want to work with, and I'm pretty sure you share those values. So yes, we'd be more than happy to sit down and have a conversation about this. Now let me just figure out how this works. Does it beep? A little bit slower. Okay. Can you help me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Oh, we had some photos. We had some photos in the background, but they've disappeared. However, I hope you can see the slides well. The first piece of this presentation is about how Pasoš Competencija arrived to Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I know that you've already heard bits and pieces of this story. Now, it was adjusted from the German Profil Pass, as you've heard. And through the project, the GMZ gives project support to adult education in Bosnia and Herzegovina from 2011 to 2017. So those were the years when the Pasoš Competencija was being adjusted, translated, and then spread out through the country. It says that it was adapted to address the needs of citizens in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I hear you've all been through similar processes, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. Until today, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, over 1,550 people were counseled with the Pasoš Competencija, which we consider one of our biggest achievements so far. Not the fact that as many people were counseled, but how they felt, what they said, the feedback we got, and what they did later on in their lives. I'm going to talk about our target groups and people who we work with a little bit later, as you'll see what our activities were. The Association for Competency Development Skills was established just last year in 2017, so we've been actively working as an association for somewhat over a year. We are currently, and we've been licensed to work with Pasoš Competencija and Pasoš Competencija for Youth in Bosnia and Herzegovina by the German Institute for Adult Education, DIE. And this is a nice photo that we've taken together with Brigitte on our last conference in Sarajevo. I believe it was end of last year, where the GIZ project finished, and then we introduced officially our association skills and our plans and what we strive to do. You can see some of the people we're here today. Our vision and our mission. Yeah, I had to choose this one sentence. I found it kind of hard, but then I went back to our official documents. You know, there's everything there. So we say that individuals' potential and development is a key for a better future. And it's something that we really, really deeply do believe. These 6 words, when we translate them to Serbian, Bosnian, or Croatian, they come down to the acronym SKILLS. So this would be what SKILLS is all about. It's about self-confidence, creativity, integrity, self-evaluation, leadership, and personality. And I'm pretty sure that all of you can figure out on your own how this fits into Pasoš Competencija and its mission. Some of the pieces of our mission, as we broke it down, is to continue developing the concept of lifelong learning using Pasoš Competencija and other methods, to improve the system for recognizing non-formally and informally acquired knowledge and skills, synchronize company strategies with employees' competencies and potentials. And this is one of the maybe most interesting things that we've done so far, strategically and according to our plan and agreement with the company. We'll have my colleagues talk about it in a bit more details later on in the afternoon. How Pasoš Competencija can be used in different ways in one company. Okay, and then encourage youth by offering professional and career guidance. Pretty sure some of you have tried that as well. How many of you here have seen the Pasoš Competencija for youth? Except for skills. Some of you. Some of you. Okay. We'll try to show you later on. If we have one here, I'll check. But it's also one very, very, very interesting tool. It was changed and adapted to fit both the language and the needs of young people, age 12, 13, and a bit older. So those who are not yet in the workforce, over 18, might be 18 or so, but you know, this group of adolescents and yet to be adolescents. So we work with that as well. If you want to know more about it, please come to us, please reach out, and we can chat. Okay, concepts and activities. What we actually do, so how this all looks like in practice. We coordinate, the skills coordinates the network of counselors in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It certifies and recertifies counselors and trainers, and we have our policies on that. So what does one counselor or someone who's interested in working with Pastor's Competencia need to do and achieve and showcase in order to be able to work with all of these? I mean, you've been through it or are yet to be through the exam, so you've experienced some of those. Then we partner with other organizations, businesses, and institutions to deliver services to employees, youth, and adults seeking support. Organizations in terms of different non-governmental organizations that we partner with, businesses as in companies, and then institutions like some of the public institutions, not only the ones for employing people, hiring people, but also the children foster care home or home for children without parents. We worked with them as well. Our colleague Reisa has worked with youth over there and achieved some amazing things, something we are very proud of. Working with schools, public schools, and then counseling children at schools as well. We participate in fairs, conferences, and other relevant events to promote the benefits that Pastor's Competencia offers. And I'm going to show you a couple of photos for an example. This was a huge national educational fair organized by Step by Step. It's an organization or a network. It's a big national network around education, improving education in Bosnia and Herzegovina. And this fair was held in November last year in Sarajevo, and you can see we've had our little slot over there, and we've presented Pastor's Competencia and also the movie Pastor's Competencia. How many of you have seen it? I always ask people that. Yeah, you liked it? Yeah, okay. Okay, we really tried to make something good out of that opportunity to film such a movie, and then we just show it around. We're proud of it. Another thing that we did was putting together a presentation, an event in Gradiška. Gradiška is a city close by to Banja Luka, that's where I live, in the northwest kind of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we went to Gradiška strategically because over there we've heard of and we've met some of our potential partners for future projects. There is one NGO that works with youth in Gradiška, and they work very hard and very well. And actually, we met through some other conferences and events, and we started talking, because we're people who like talking. And then I mentioned, you know, Pastor's Competencia, and then they say, yeah, we've heard about it. Is there something we can do together? So we said, okay, we're going to come to you. You can bring other people to the table as well. It was actually a pretty simple event, but the idea behind it is much bigger. So, you know, when you sit down with people like we're sitting down today, it's different. You can feel it, and you can show people something you can't really show through an email. So yeah, we went there. There were 4, 5, 6 of us, I think, in Gradiška, counselors from Skills, and we networked. So we also met some people from other NGOs working with women in rural areas. So we said, okay, maybe we can draft a project together. And that's how we try to do more mutual work in communities that don't have to be necessarily the cities that we live in, but we go remote as well. Okay. This was March this year. It's regional EPAIL, did I say that correctly? EPAIL conference in Budva, Montenegro, where we had our colleague Domagoj present Pastor's Competencia for adult education. The EPAIL stands for Electronic Platform on Adult Learning and Education. Is that correct? Yes, learned it. Okay. As you can see, all of the present people and stakeholders are somehow relevant to adult learning and education, and that's how we found another pathway through our colleague in his network to present Pastor's Competencia and Pastor's Competencia for youth at that event as well. Maybe later on, if Domagoj wants, he can share some impressions with us. Okay, moving on. I think we've seen those photos today already, right? Okay. However, we do feel like we are a part of all of your stories. Not only do we feel that, but we know that. And that's something we really want to praise. We really want to take a moment and compliment not just ourselves, but you as well, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be able to continue learning, continue doing what we love to do. I think what we do the best because we love it, and to expand our mission and what we want to achieve. So far, we have established official cooperation, as you could have heard earlier today in the morning, with the German Institute for Adult Education. We do have an official cooperation agreement signed, and Brigitte told us a little bit about what that actually means. And we have expanded our mission regionally, as you know, the Kosovo and Republic of Serbia by counseling and training new professionals, which was also on our side a new experience. You know, I believe you've seen us work on the spot. But trust me, preparing for it, traveling, going over here, working with people from different countries and different backgrounds, and at first not knowing what to expect, not in terms of people. I mean, your people are interested, you want to cooperate, that's great. But it's still challenging, you know, we're moving out of our comfort zone and learning something new. This experience and every other experience that we come upon, I'm pretty sure will be just as amazing, if not better. So yeah, thank you for giving us feedback and allowing us to continue growing. Yeah, those were some of the accomplishments regionally and internationally. And now let's take a quick look at the outlook and future steps. What we want to achieve in the future is further strengthen the regional and international cooperation and network. So yeah, I think that would be an answer to questions that we've heard earlier. We do want to do that. We want to continue to partner with other relevant stakeholders through projects and other means of cooperation. We want to advance our cooperation with the industry and companies. As we've done something about it already, we have a bit, not just a bit, we have experience in working with companies, and then not only counseling, but also delivering training and delivering advisory services to companies in their HR departments. We want to continue promoting our values, our vision and mission through different channels, meaning that we've put together and established a website. We have our social network account on Facebook. I believe some of you have liked and followed. Being a PR of skills, I know who does what, so yeah. Yeah, you'd better go there and share. Yeah, and we want to continue doing that. We want to continue reaching out to people and meeting people that think alike. Then build on resources and capacities within our own team, because we think it's crucial to continue learning and growing. That's why I said thank you for cooperating. It's been meaningful to us as well, whether through trainings, internal or external, sharing ideas and experiences. It's something that we really value. And we want to lead the change towards a better future for youth and adults in the region through our services and activities. And I must say, we really hope you're going to join us, because doing it together is much more powerful and much better, I think, for all of us in here and for people who we're working with, not only for. Okay, I think that was it for the official part of the presentation. I'm going to thank you, and I'm going to open up the discussions for any questions and comments you might have.
Brigitte, I have to ask you to continue with this moderation, because I'm afraid I'm going to be too subjective. These are my people.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. We are, of course, in close contact, skills and DIE, about what is going on, but still to see it here in a concentrated way in a presentation is really, I'm really admiring your work, and I think you did a very good job. Since we met in person last year in September 2012, because that was the starting point where you already said that you wanted to build the network, and now we can see how you progressed, what you have done, that you did public relation, presented the idea, get more people involved and set up the website. So a lot of things have been happening, and yeah, congratulations to your good work, really.
Thank you, Brigitte.
Yeah, and I think also what you have presented, the steps in your work, can be maybe a model for the other networks that have been found. MAP has been found already, and in Kosovo too, the network that will be found. So I think, and also what struck me when I was listening to you and listening to you, Amra, when you told us that in Kosovo you only had 6 weeks time to adapt the Profipas compared to 2.5 years. And I mean, that's natural because one makes the first step and explores and has difficulties and steps 2 steps forward, 1 back, and so on, and difficulties to persuade other people. But once this has been done, other groups can participate from the experience and can benefit from it. And this is what I see also. You have seen when I presented the Profilpass, I said from 2001 to 2011 we got funding from the German government, and we needed 5 years to develop the Profilpass and the Profilpass for young people. So 5 years we had, you know, and we also learned, it's not only, and maybe I have to mention this too, that the Profilpass is only a German idea. It was also, we looked very much to other passports and other competencies, tools, and a lot we we benefited a lot from the experiences that Switzerland made with they have a similar tool. So, what will I say? What is the summary? What I want to say is thank you very much, and we see in your example how much we all benefit if we exchange our experiences and share also our ups and downs and you know how we're successful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
May I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be brief. I've just remembered I've put down 2 more notes that I want to address. One is on creating a counselors database. Did someone mention it earlier today?
Vinka.
Yeah.
Vinka.
In Serbia, right? Okay. We do have something like that. So you might want to talk to us. Okay? We're here to share. So I'm just letting you know that we've done something about it and we can share, you know, ideas around it. Yeah. You know that, right? Good. Just come and take it. No, come talk to us, and we can look for a way, you know, to share it. Another thing that I want to draw your attention, something we're currently doing. We're in the process of protecting the Pastoš Kompetencija and Pastoš Kompetencija for Youth in Bosnia and Herzegovina with the Institute for Intellectual Property. So you might also think about that in your countries. Something that came to my mind after years and years of our minds, years and years of working, and we're currently in the process of protecting it. So that's another activity. I haven't put it up there, but it is something that we are doing. I would really like to hear any questions and comments from other people as well, if there's any. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I have 2 comments. This is showing, usually we had experience in the implementation of the projects throughout Balkans, and this really shows when you have some instrument and you want to implement in a certain area, you first go and do the adaptation and then you implement. But previously there was some project they were just doing the translation and then they were implementing the project. And then at the end, the projects not often had this kind of success. So this is really a good way of how to implement the projects and to be successful. And I think because of that, maybe it took 5 years, Bosnia took 2 years, then we had only 6 weeks time to do something, because this was like throughout the process, it was like simplified for us. This was really, this is the way how, according to me, the projects are having this kind of success and hope will have. I will add another comment. Thank you, Nikolina, for making a Bosnian team standing up. Because while we were having this training, they were making us stand up from time to time. So thanks a lot.
What I've just heard from Mirsad, okay, 5 years from Germany were breakthrough to the 2 years in Bosnia and 6 weeks in Kosovo. So Amira, in Albania, we are going to do it in 1 day. Okay. Definitely, definitely. Yes.
Okay, some more questions or comments? Okay, then I will thank you and will also mention that we have here an interesting paper from RACER about the transnational implementation of passport of competencies. She sent this paper to me and to Amra. It is available in 2 languages, in English and in Serbo-Croatian language, yeah?
In another language that we will all understand.
So I think it's a very valuable paper because it's, it summarizes the politics and, and culture of Balkan and how the Passport Competency can also foster intercultural competencies. So I think it's interesting and I would really recommend it to you. You can pick it up, it's here, the copies, and you have RACER here to talk about it and to ask questions and to comment it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, what time do we have?
It's nearly 3:30.
3:30. So it was planned that we are going with our live until 3:45, but I would like just to wink and all of us to look in the camera and to wink to all the people who were following us.
Wave goodbye.
Wave. Thank you for being there with us, and we will continue to work in. Yeah.
We just came up with the idea. Now, maybe before we have coffee?
Before we have coffee?
Can we have a picture of the group that is here, yeah? Yeah?
So don't leave the room.
Don't leave the room, and then we have coffee. And then
of all,
we will meet here again at what is scheduled in the, I think
I would say at 4.
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock, so we will have a bit longer coffee break after the photo.
So pictures, then coffee break.
Pictures.
Okay. Who's the photographer? Okay. Where shall we put ourselves here? We need to switch off this presentation. And we need more light.
Ne može samo skill style. Ne može samo skill style.